let's go! What it do, ski? It's your boy Farewell34, and today I'm here with my reaction video to X-Files. This one is season 1, episode 9. How's it going, X-Filers? So we had the icy episode. There was a bacteria 200,000 plus years old or something in the ice, and we were going one by one. I thought it was a pretty notable episode, probably one of the most fun ones I think of the season. So yeah. With that being said, let's just dive back into the mysteries of the files of the X variety with Moldy and Schooly. Yeah, as always, if you enjoyed this video, then definitely be sure to smack that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And with that being said, let's just hop right into this one, y'all. Yeet!
I'm here in Pasadena with the NASA
Okay.
Mission Control
Oh, NASA.
team as they celebrate scientific history. The presence of large amounts of water locked in Mars' polar ice caps, a formation that looks like a
face.
sculpted human face.
Well, I want to know what Mulder thinks. He's got the deets. He knows what's going on. He's got the keys, you'd even say. And that's real, too. Like, it's, that's in real life. I've seen that before.
How's it going out there? There's something out here. Can you repeat that, Commander Bell?
It's a face on the roof? Don't scare. It's a little bit of a wonkier intro. Anyway, X-Files, how's it going? I thought, unless my memory's shitting on me, I thought that face thing was not on Mars. I thought it was on the moon, but I guess unless this is... Yeah, anyway, staying hydrated. I don't know what's going on with the weather here in Toronto today, but it's, November, and it's like 20 degrees all week. So we've got faces on Mars that are haunting the astronauts.
Retracting orbiter arm. OMS pressure on. Cabin vent complete.
I feel like I'm watching a documentary right now.
All systems go for APU start.
T-minus 20 seconds and counting.
Chevron and
Go for
code.
auto sequence start. Abort liftoff. Repeat. We have an aborted liftoff at T-minus 3 seconds.
To score, that material would take extreme temperatures, launch pad temperatures. If they do, they're not talking to the FBI.
Okay, I think her voice is being dubbed.
I believe in the people who run it, but there's another launch window tomorrow.
Is that just me? This is like her lips are moving a little too fast.
Why would somebody want to say...
Fox Mulder, I'm a big fan.
Big
It's
fan.
an honor to meet you. I stayed up all night when I was 14 to watch your spacewalk.
He's so jazzed.
Way to the FBI.
We've got a payload to deliver.
Let's see if
Colonel Belt,
Mulder's,
has an internal investigation ever been done in this matter?
affection for the
What you have
guy
here
comes in the way.
has been installed.
Scully smells something fishy.
What doesn't make sense?
This this valve is made out of fluorocarbon titanium.
You didn't order the analysis?
No, I've never seen this before.
My
But we're
man.
outside.
Wouldn't you order
He
a
did it.
material analysis?
That's so
Every
good.
shuttle is
Shout out to the SG
What do you
fam,
think?
Stargate. Don't meet your heroes.
This is shuttle launch control
Kid.
with T-minus 1 minute 40 seconds and counting. This is 10 and counting. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
That must be the most satisfying feeling.
Bet y'all have never seen a more beautiful
All that
night.
work and preparation.
Roger that. Come on, we've got to get back to Houston.
I guess we have a problem. Houston. Face jumps out at her.
You all right?
Are you alright? No, her car's flipped over.
Can you move?
Oh, that is awful.
It had a face.
It was a Martian.
It was grotesque.
We're on the move. My man's is stressed.
Abandon telemetry. Go to fly-by-wire mode.
What just happened?
They cut off contact with the shuttle.
Oh, that's terrifying. You cannot drop. You can't afford to drop the ball, even for 1 second.
Howdy do, Houston. Looks like we finally got this bird to fly right.
We got a big day ahead of us.
Yeah, both him and her look familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. Belt specifically, what have I seen him in recently? Maybe it's one of the shows we're watching, but I can't recall it.
I'm happy to say after a beautiful night launch, the shuttle orbiter has performed magnificently.
So much for your boyhood hero.
Yep. Damn, he's distraught.
Name me 2 astronauts in the last shuttle mission. You make the front page today only if you screw up.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking when I even said, like, you can't mess up ones. Like, the amount of vetting, the mental preparation you have to be an astronaut. I'd imagine the stress, too. It's a lot. Never really thought about it too in depth like that, but... All right. Hey, let's go over Canada. They're over East Africa. I'm Ethiopian, and now they're over Canada. I'm Canadian. This episode is just perfect.
They've got 30 minutes of backup oxygen. Beyond that, it's anybody's guess.
Oh gosh. Is he still on pause?
I need everything on the Hubble telescope.
They have no.
the Mars
They have
observer, the
no
shuttle
inclination
Challenger,
that
and the
this is a
current orbiter
supernatural.
We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars.
There's someone outside the ship.
Can you repeat that, OTC?
There's some kind of ghost outside the ship.
Here we go.
Mulder, I found this.
Maybe we also mentioned the fact that the astronauts saw faces.
He was just here. Oh my God.
What's wrong with him?
Jesus Christ.
Now you're focused. Right here. Now you're gonna save those astronauts and you're gonna tell me how to do it.
Silicone tiles are destroyed.
How does he know?
How has it been damaged?
Nobody can stop them.
Stop who?
Pulse is 194.
You're gonna
Jesus.
kill him, Mulder.
It lives in me.
They can see this, no?
That's the face I saw in the fog.
You just ran out of oxygen. They've got exactly 30 minutes left in the emergency backup system.
Change the re-entry trajectory to 35 degrees.
30 seconds to ionosphere re-entry.
Colonel Bell,
You gotta go for it.
Minus 25 seconds.
Can't we?
it's your only shot.
Blackout.
Bruh, you gotta make a decision.
Landing conditions go in Albuquerque.
T minus 5
You got to
seconds.
go ahead.
Blackout.
OTC, this is Houston. I want you.
Shifting balance.
They gotta survive.
What's the point of their new re-entry?
500 miles west of Hawaii.
See if Hawaii can give me...
Elias picked the shuttle up on radar.
They made it.
Not necessarily.
They gotta give it to us. Come on.
Houston, this is OTC. You know a good place to eat in Albuquerque? Well, we meet for dinner.
That was close. Out the window? Yeah, that's what I thought. Fucking hell.
I just heard.
For Colonel Marcus Aurelius Belt devoted his life to the exploration and understanding of space.
Damn. And that was my reaction video to X-Files Season 1, Episode number 9, y'all. And I'll say some pauses for this episode, but I think overall, I don't think this was a very great episode of X-Files. Again, this is only Season 1, but there was a few distinct things that just made me not overall enjoy this episode, I think. But I'll talk about the positives first. So first things that stood out to me about this episode were the supporting cast here. I thought they were actually particularly great. I thought both Belt and Michelle I thought they were some of the more, I guess, dynamic side characters that we've gotten. Really brought, I guess, the more heavier and emotional elements to this episode with their performances. So that was probably one of the highlights here. I think the other thing that stood out to me this episode had to have been the idea that we got across here that Mulder really looked up and idolized astronauts. Obviously, we know that he's a believer of the supernatural and the paranormal, and, and aliens and stuff like that. So it only makes sense that he's really he has this affinity for space travel, astronauts, and its admiration. So I like that idea of meeting one of his idols and then only to watch him descend. An interesting addition to his character so far, and one I feel like is very in line with the idea of like him being a believer and Scully, who's not really been a believer this entire time. So I did enjoy that this episode here, especially the earlier moments where he was sort of just like very jazzed to meet him before things started to get pretty wonky here. Other than that, and obviously, I think also the idea of just, I guess, the atmosphere of being in a control room, the stresses of being an astronaut or being a part of that sort of an operation, running back and forth if something goes wrong. I guess maybe the mental health aspects to it as well. But even that, I was just sort of thinking about that. I don't know, and the episode sort of put that across, but it was more or less had to do with this alien. Yeah, this episode, I didn't think it was all too great, and I think it has got to do with the structure and the execution, and it was very confusing as to what was going on. It's like there's this face in Mars, and then it's sort of, until Mulder really explained it towards the end, they're on the ball, and like, I guess the last maybe 10 minutes, you sort of get the idea like, oh, okay, so this alien is like a ghost figure that's haunting Belt, but it was weird. Literally, Mulder had to just give a full exposition ending to explain what they're going for at the end of this episode. So yeah, I think as a whole, this episode was not very good. Probably one of my least favorites of the season, maybe the least favorite of the season so far, if I had to say like as a whole for this entire episode. Though I can say I did also appreciate the side characters, their performances, and what they did with Mulder this episode. The only way that he could free himself from this, it was just confusing. So it was like so like the ghost from space was trying to stop them from space travel, and it was coming through Bell, and he had to, and the CG honestly was kind of didn't lend itself any favors. Granted, it is 93 or 94, so I'm not getting too upset at it, but it was a slow burn episode, which I'm not opposed to. I like them. However, I just didn't think this one was very, very well executed. It was very confusing, I thought. Just didn't make the most sense. Anyway, X-Files, what did y'all think about this one? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section down below. Yeah, this is sort of how I took this episode. It didn't really stand out all too much to me, and I honestly thought it was just the premise was not up to snuff for me. The last episode was one of the highlights of the season, and there were some middle episodes too that I really enjoyed versus this one. Or I thought this one and maybe the Neanderthals, probably some of the lowlights to this season so far. But guys, that was X-Files Season 1, Episode number 9. What'd you think about this one? Don't forget, links in the description down below to get the full Unedited Raw reactions and more. The Discord is there if you guys want to hop in on the conversations. And of course, I gotta say, always a positive to see some of the actors from other shows popping up. So shout out to Mayborn from Stargate. With that being said, guys, that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next.